Hello students, welcome back. So now I'm going to show you how you can fix data type after you read a CSV file into your data frame. Now the reason you want to fix your data type is because it helps you with memory optimization. The first thing I'm doing, I'm importing my pandas as PD. PD is my alias, read the CSV file, and this is the name of the CSV file. I want to see my 10 random samples. So in this case, I'm printing tf.sample10. 10 basically refers to give me 10 random samples. And these are your 10 random samples. So MPG, that refers to your column name. This is miles per gallon. This is the cylinders, how many cylinders your car has, displacement, horsepower, weight, acceleration. So these are the data for one of the car, model year, origin, and name. So the first record, which would be this right here, this corresponds to this particular car right here. Okay, so the reason I picked up this data set is because this is widely used in data science and also in machine learning, both for regression and for exploratory data analysis. So by using this data set, I will be able to explain you how to fix data type. Now I'll just tell you a little bit about these columns in this data set. So you have miles per gallon, higher value. It basically means that better fuel economy. Generally, in your machine learning, this is your target variable. Cylinders. This one, the common values will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Higher cylinder generally means more power, but less fuel economy. Then you have displacement. This means engine displacement in cubic inches. A larger displacement means larger engine size. Then you have horsepower. That actually means the engine power of your car. Higher horsepower means faster acceleration. Then you have weight of a car. That's your weight in pounds in this case. So heavier cars generally consume more fuel. In other words, they're going to have lower MPG. Acceleration. In this particular instance, acceleration means time taken to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in seconds, by the way. Now, the lower values means faster acceleration. Then you have model year. So in this particular instance, the model year, you're going to see the last two digits of the car's model year. So in other words, 70 means 1970. 81 means 1981. So if you go back on top, you are going to see the model year over here. It says 74, 82. So basically it means 1982, 1972, and so on and so forth. All right. And then you have origin. So origin in this case, the country where or the region or the country where the car was manufactured. So one means USA, American cars. Two would be Europe, European car. Three or Japan would be Japanese car. So if you go back over here, you're gonna see its origin is Japan, USA, Europe, USA. So it's not like one, two, three. It's basically written as a text character. Okay, name the full name of the car, make plus model. For example, Ford Thunderbird, Mazda 626. So the first thing I do, I check for any duplicates. If I find duplicates, I remove it. So the way you check for duplicates, you do df.duplicated.sum, and that's going to return the number of duplicates. In this particular case, when I print my number of duplicates, the answer comes out to be 0. There are no duplicates. Great. But what if you find duplicates? Well, if you ever find duplicates, maybe you want to print out those duplicates. So in this case, you can print out the duplicates by using df.duplicated keep equal to false. And then when you print out your duplicate rows, that's going to give you your duplicate rows. In this present instance, there are no duplicates. That's why you're seeing index as empty list. If you want to keep if you want to remove the duplicates and only keep the last duplicate occurrence, this is how you can remove the duplicates and keep only one record. And now let's deal with the missing values. So I want to know which columns have missing values and how many are missing. So this particular command will actually print out that. So you can see there from here that only horsepower has 6 missing values. Rest of them do not have any missing values. Now I want to know the count of my rows and columns. So print df.shape will actually print out your number of rows and number of columns. And the reason I need this is because now I can calculate the percentage of my data that is missing. So 6 divided by 398 times 100 gives you 1.5. So less than 2% of your data is missing. So we can actually drop this. That would be safe. But in this case, I'm not going to drop that. So step number 4, now I want to see those rows that are missing. So in this case, I'm printing out all those rows, like all those rows that have missing values. So in this case, you can see that it prints out all those rows, and you can see that horsepower has 6 missing values right here, all 6 of them. Okay, and now in this particular instance, I'm choosing to fill the missing value with the mean in this case. So first find the mean of the horsepower. This one takes care of that, and then you fill the missing value with mean right here, and then I print out the df is null.sum. That's going to show me now it's going to again reprint the missing value for each one of the columns, and you can see that all missing values now are gone. So there are other options too. You can actually exercise in this case, but in this case, in this instance, I'm not doing none of that because this session is not about missing values. And now let's try to fix our data type. So before fixing, I want to print my data type. So in this case, when I print my data type, you can see that miles per gallon is giving float 64, cylinder is giving int 64. 64, by the way, refers to the number of bits. It's consuming 64 bits. Displacement is float 64. Horsepower is float 64, and so on and so forth. So a few observations are in order about these columns right here. Number one, when the pandas, anytime when it loads data from a CSV file, it is going to use big memory consuming data types. By default, it does that. So the columns that has decimal values, pandas is going to use float 64. Columns that have integer values, let's say -1, -2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with no decimal numbers, pandas is going to use int 64. On the other hand, you have columns with text values, pandas is going to use object. So you can see that these ones are our object right here. Okay, because these are basically in string in nature. These are integer values right here, int 64, weight. So these are basically your numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Okay, I want to see my minimum and maximum value of my data. In other words, I want to know the minimum, maximum from each and every column. In other words, the range. So this allows me to choose the right data type. Once I know my range, I can select my right data type. So in this case, I'm printing the minimum and maximum for each column and also transposing that so that it kind of easy for me to read this thing. So in this case, when I run this, you can see that miles per gallon, the minimum value is 9 and the maximum value is 46.6. Cylinder, minimum value 3 and 8. So this way it kind of helps you decide which data type to use based on the minimum and maximum value or the range of your values. So and now we are going to choose our data type based on the range of values in our columns. So this is a cheat sheet I made. So for example, if you know your numbers, they are whole numbers, and your numbers, they go from 0 to 255, you want to use UINT 8. U stands for unsigned integer 8. If you know your numbers goes from -128 to +127, you want to use int 8. If you know your numbers are goes from 0 to 65,535, you want to use uint 16. For example, these are some of the examples. For example, if the column is IDs or if it's years, so these are the numbers it's going to go. For the example, let's say categories or counts. So, small count, like say if you know the count like before 5, 6, small count, you want to use this one. If you know your values goes from this range to this range, you want to use int 16, and same thing for this, you want to use uint, and same thing with this right here. For the float, there are generally two kinds. There's a float 32 and float 64. So if you want to use low precision, you want to like low or medium precision, use float 32. For example, miles per gallon, prices, scores. So these are like good examples of using float 32. On the other hand, if you want a high precision, so you want to use float 64. In this case, float 64 is the default. Previously, right here, your int 64 is the default one. The rule of thumb is this, that use float 32 unless you need a very high precision. So for the most part, your float 32 will do its job. For the category, if you know that your column has few repeated strings, then you want to use categorical. On the other hand, if you know that your column has many unique strings, you want to use string in that case. For example, names or emails. For Boolean columns are the ones where you only have two values present. So if you know your column only going to contain two values, for example, true or false, use Booleans. If you know your column contains 0 or 1, or yes and no, or male and female, only two values, you want to use Boolean in this case. By the way, you can map yes and no to Boolean in this case. Then you have IDs and codes. So a lot of time you come across column that contains IDs and codes. So for example, numeric ID. This one actually is an identifier. So in this case, you want to use string or you want to use category. What about zip code? If you have a column with a zip code, it actually is a label. So you want to use string in this case. That's the data type you want to use. Same thing with your phone number. You want to use a data type as string. Never use int for your IDs. Now, following is a simple guide that can help you in deciding which kind of data type to use. For example, you ask this question, is it numeric? If the answer is no, it's not a numeric, you want to use category or string. On the other hand, the answer is yes, it is numeric. Then you ask yourself, if it's a whole number, then you use int or uint, one of them types. If it's a decimal number, then you want to use float 32 or float 64, depending on how much precision you want.